end of the day, some expenses are not unexpected. Hey guys, it's Fo from mamaandmoney.com, where I teach you how to make and manage money to become financially free. So you guys know that I'm all for budgeting and having a proactive plan for your money. That is the only way that you'll ever be able to be in control of your finances and reach your financial goals. So in this video, I'm actually going to be sharing 6 tips that I believe will help you save money and also avoid getting into debt. So let's hop right in. The first tip that I have for you is to budget for your actual income and not what you expect or think that you're going to get. So here's the issue with that. When you start planning money that you haven't received, you are setting yourself up for failure. You actually need to make sure that money is going to be deposited into your account and you're actually going to get it. The worst thing that you want to happen is that you spend money that you don't have. That is how you get into debt. So you want to make sure when you create your budget, you're actually basing your expenses and what you plan to do in that pay period based off the money that you're actually going to receive. Now, if you're getting a paycheck that's consistent, this is very easy to do. You can look in your employer's payment portal and you can see how much money you will be getting on your check. Most times, if you're not an hourly employee, if you're a salary employee, that amount is going to stay the same. So you're always going to know exactly how much you're going to get paid. Otherwise, if you're getting paid an hourly rate and perhaps you work extra hours, you need to make sure you know exactly where you're getting in that check so that you're not spending above what your actual income is going to be. So don't make your budget off of a hope and a prayer. Make it off of what is actually coming into your bank account so that you're not overspending and ultimately getting yourself into a hole or debt. The second tip is to split up your direct deposit into separate bank accounts that align with your financial goals. Now, you guys already know I'm about multiple bank accounts. In fact, I have a video that talks about the 8 bank accounts that I recommend everyone have. Nonetheless, when it comes to reaching your financial goals and organizing your money, having multiple bank accounts is super important. Now, you can always set up your direct deposit for your money to be split up for those different bank accounts. For instance, I would have my direct deposit send a certain percentage of my income into a savings account so that I was automatically saving money. Perhaps you may have it set up where you split your money across a bill account, across a savings account, across some other sinking fund, which is a financial goal. Whatever it is that you have as your financial goals, you can go ahead and split that money up so that you don't have to think about it. So that is one way that you can reach your financial goals, not have to think about your money, and that way you can save money easily, and then you'll also have money in place so that you can avoid using your credit card or going into debt for your purchases. The third tip is to actually budget for cash purchases or small incidentals, things that you may need to pick up in the store. This is super important. One thing that we always include in our budget are personal items that we may not necessarily have a plan to get that pay period, or we don't have a plan when we create the budget of exactly what we need to get, but there's always money in the account. So if we have to run out and go get a personal item, that money is there. One thing that we also do is include hobby money into our budget, which means that we have cash on hand to spend on whatever we want to spend on. So for instance, if I want to go shopping, buy some new outfits, I've already put that in the budget, so I'm not having to blow our budget because I decided I wanted to go spend on something that we didn't plan for. So it's important that you actually plan for those things, plan for shopping, plan for, going to brunch with your friends, plan for those events and those small things that add up so that you're not blowing your budget or going over budget or spending your bill money to fund those expenses. So if you're going to take out cash for those things, go ahead and plan that in your budget so that you can save money and also avoid getting into debt by using a credit card to fund those extra expenses. The fourth tip is to plan for dining out. Notice how much I'm saying plan for dining out. There are going to be days when you don't feel like cooking. Even if you have a grocery budget, even if you've gone grocery shopping, I can attest to that. There are going to be days when you just don't feel like cooking. So have something in your budget that is allocated for dining out and not just for groceries. You want to put money aside for those date nights, for those I don't feel like cooking nights, for those pizza nights. You want to have money in place for that. So go ahead and plan for dining out as well. And that will help save you a ton of money and headache of trying to shuffle around money in your budget. The fifth tip is to make seasonal adjustments to your budget. So there are so many factors that come into play as the seasons change as it relates to your budget. Your utility expenses may go up. Your travel expenses may go up. You are probably going to be buying and purchasing gifts more towards the end of the year. As school starts, you may be purchasing school supplies and school clothes. Those are all things that you need to take into account with your budget. So as the year progresses, you need to be adjusting your budget to match the needs of that particular season. So plan in advance. Know that some of these expenses are coming every year at the same time, so you want to have a plan in your budget to adjust for that. And my sixth tip is to plan ahead for maintenance expenses. This is something that we know is going to happen. Like, you know, if you own a house, you're going to have home repairs. You're going to have to probably buy mulch or something to do landscaping. There may be a broken pipe. If you own a vehicle, you know that repairs are going to be inevitable as your car ages. There are certain things that we know are going to happen, some maintenance things that need to happen. Plan ahead for those, put money aside for those so that you have the funds to pay for it. And the other thing about having funds set aside for maintenance is when you do maintenance, you can avoid having a much bigger issue in the future, which is going to cost you more. So put money aside continuously for maintenance expenses, for your home, for your vehicle, for any other property that you have. Think about like your washer and dryer, if you have a dishwasher, your appliances. All those things need to be maintenance. So make sure you put money aside for that so that you can avoid having a huge expense at one time that would potentially put you in debt or cost you to spend more money than you have to. It is much cheaper to maintenance something than it is to do a full out repair for something that's damaged. So keep that in mind as you're creating your budget. Now, I could not share all of these tips with you guys without giving you a recommendation on how to manage it all. Now, I have talked about Cube Money before, but I'm going to bring it up again until all of y'all are on Cube Money and using this new cash method for managing your money. Now, Cube is an app that allows you to allocate your money, to budget your money, to pay for things, and it's really a digital cash envelope and a bank all in one and a budget. It's just like an all in one money management system, cash management system. So I definitely recommend that you check out Cube. It can help you allocate your money. It can help you split out your funds. Like I mentioned before, it can help you save money. It can help you pay for recurring expenses. All the things that I mentioned are going to be amplified and so much more easy with Cube Money and using that app. Now, you can always check out my video where I did a full out review and pretty much a how to use the app. I'll leave that link to the video up in the cards above and in the description box. All right, guys, so I hope that these tips were helpful to you. Let me know in the comments which ones you decide to try. All right, guys, I'll talk to you in my next video. Bye.